Spring is coming. And you know what spring means? Aside from spring cleaning, Easter and all wonderful tulips and everything, what it means is the home selling season. So I'm going to quickly go over strategies for success if you are thinking of putting your home on the market and putting your home up for sale this spring, which is actually considered any time now because we have this nice weather. It is, well, of course, today it went from like 60 to 24 or something crazy. But these are some strategies. I just want to go over it really quick. Preparing your home for sale. Of course, what do? You put stuff away, right? You know, like, oh, I'm not going to leave stuff on the counter. But really, this is what is very important. First impressions matter. You don't get a second choice to make a first impression. So basically, walk in your house, like go outside and walk in your house. Use the front door, not the garage door that you always use. Use the front door. Walk in the front door and, well, actually shut the front door first. Don't even go in the front door. Look around. See what you're looking at. See if you have cobwebs. See if you have, the Christmas decorations still up. Get rid of all that. Clean the front porch. Hose it down if you have to. Sweep it. Broom the cobwebs up in the top because, you don't look up there normally. People are going to be standing on your front porch if you have a lockbox on, and that's the way they're going to be going in, and they're going to be waiting if their agent has not already been there and opened the door for them. They're going to be waiting while the door is opened. And people look around. I know. I look around. I look around when I open the door, and then I go inside, and if I'm waiting for my buyers to show up, I'll go back out on the front porch and I'll look around. So first impressions matter. Starting right at the front door, the front porch, whenever you first walk in. But when you walk in, there's stuff that we always have in our regular normal life. Sorry, I just dropped my reading glasses. I leave my computer on the dining room table. I leave a notebook open. I leave the newspapers kind of piled up before I take them out to the recycling bin. If you're on certain medications, sometimes people leave them on the counter or in the bathroom. All that stuff has to go. And all this stuff is actually going to go. Your agent should tell you, but if you're not working with an agent, that stuff's got to go before you take even one photo of your house to put online. Because I'm going to tell you, if you have a counter that's full of stuff on there, the first impression is going to be like, oh, they're going to go there. They're going to go, oh, they're hoarders. I don't even want to go there. So I may be being a bit too extreme, but the point is that you don't want that impression. You don't want that impression. So kitchen counter's clean, bathroom counter's clean, the linen closet. Try to organize it. Like if you need to stuff stuff in there, that's fine. But this is a good time just to get rid of the crap that you no longer need. Check the date on all like the medications. And I say medications, not like the medications, not your prescriptions. But the stuff that is, like the Dayquil, the NyQuil, I guess I just gave out what we take in our house, Dayquil and NyQuil. But, that kind of stuff, the cough syrups, the old COVID test that expired, just make room, make space. Because the less stuff you have, the better the buyer can envision their family living there, right? So, what did I say? Kitchens, bathrooms. I also want you to, in the family room, if you have like that pile in the corner of stuff that the kids, the kids' toys or whatever, you can leave some stuff. Leave some kids' toys, leave some of that. But if you can greatly pare it down, because I know you still have to live there, but if you can box what you're not using and like put it in a nice little pile in the garage or in the basement, that is always a big help. Because I know when I walk into houses and I see them just like filled with their toys, the other thing that happens, buyers will ask their agent, well, it says immediate occupancy. Are they going to leave? Like, they got a lot of stuff to pack. So you get the impression that there's way too much clutter and there's way too much stuff to pack. Depersonalize. Let me talk about depersonalize. Let me just take a sip of my lemon water here. But this is one of our grandbabies, so I'm going to just take a quick sip if you excuse me 1 second. I get parched when I get fired up. Depersonalize.
Or Madeline Ingram.
I have to turn that off. I forgot to turn my phone off. So, when I want you to depersonalize, what I mean by that is take all the little pictures that you have of your family, like if they're on the refrigerator, just take them off. If they're on the walls, you may want to think about removing a couple of them. You don't have to remove all of them. I'm just saying you don't want to have like a wall where you have all family pictures, which I actually have in my house, but I'm not moving right now, so it's fine. But the sooner you depersonalize your house, the easier it is for you mentally to get into that space of, okay, this is going to be somebody else's house, because there's a lot of emotions involved in that. I mean, you have this home that you've lived in for whether it's been 5 years, 2 years, or 38 years, right? That's just a thing. You want to, you have to start detaching from it if you're serious about moving. So anyways, if you have lots of personal pictures around, get that out of the way. If you collect anything, any little knickknacks of some sort, and they're all over the place, box them up, because number one, if you collect them, they mean a lot to you. But number two is you just don't want it to be heavy and to overshadow what people are actually going to be able to see and look at while they view your home, right? You watch people looking at the bones of your home. You really don't want everyone looking at your stuff. And unfortunately, when you have that kind of, I want to say, eye candy or stuff around, it garners people's attention, should I say. Repairs and improvements, big one. I had another video on that. I've spoken about that before. Minor repairs, I really believe you should fix, because it's going to increase your dollar amount, number one, and number two, it'll bring you an offer sooner, okay? If you have something bigger, like major, you say you have a driveway that's falling apart, and you have these big cracks that are going to bring flags, then don't try to hide it. Let them know that you are aware you have the issue, and that is why you have priced your home according to that, okay? Or you can also give a concession, like you can give money back in the offer per se, about how, like maybe you're willing to come down $10,000 or something for this amount of work that is needed. So instead of people starting with like, I want to throw it out there, like a $270 offer when you think your house is worth $300, that you want them coming in at close to $300, and you're going to give them the $290 offer. So, or you would, that's how you would do it. It'd be $290 at the end of the day for you, but they're going to get back the concession, so for the driveway. But that's a whole nother video, so I should even touch on that to kind of confuse anybody, and I'm really sorry if I did. Staging, professional staging, yes, that is always an option, and we have professional stagers that I work with. I know people. I can walk through your home and tell you what I think also from my experience, and I've had a lot of experience, so I may not know everything about staging, but I would know enough to say, okay, maybe it's the time, funky, unique layout, maybe it's the time that we do call a professional stager in to get their advice, because a lot of it is just like the furniture setup. You can set your furniture up a certain way, and then you move the furniture like this way, and then all of a sudden the room opens up. So that's what I mean by that. Setting the right price. I apologize. I'm not reading from a teleprompter. I just have some notes here. Setting the right price. Yes, you do want to set the right price. This is where, if you're working with a real estate agent, they would come in handy and they would let you know. Do not just go by what Zillow says, okay? Zillow is not always correct. For instance, I am getting ready to put a home on the market, or a condo on the market for a past client of mine, and he said Zillow says $150. Well, I did a drive-by, I ran my own comps, they're selling for $190, $200. So that would be a big mistake. So don't only just look at Zillow. Zillow's great to see some other things, but you cannot just go by that, okay? That's my 5-cent advice for free, actually. Okay, marketing your home. Oh, well, pricing strategies, yeah. If you want to price it, I always say price it like on the 25s. Everybody's got a different thing. Let's just throw a number out here. $250 as opposed to $249.9. Two different schools, way to look at it. You want to say $249.9 because I want it to sound like I'm getting a bargain, or $250 because I want to when people search, they want to go to say 200 to 250 or up to 250. So you will be at 250, you will be the beginning of the higher dollar range and the end of the lower dollar range. So that's what I usually do. That's how I do it. Sometimes, depending on what the comps are, I do a different strategy, but every home is obviously a different scenario, and that gets discussed. But generally, I want to go fishing with the biggest net, right? The broadest net. Market your home. Definitely, and I've said this before in lots of videos, do not take pictures by yourself and just put them on. I mean, unless you have like a background in photography, that's a different story. I use a professional photographer. I pay for the professional photographer for my clients. They don't have to take anything out of their pocket prior to the listing process. It is all front loaded on my end. And I say that because the photographers and I'll send you previous, before the photographer comes out, information about like what to do, like open all the blinds, turn the lights on, blah, blah, blah. And then when the photographer's out there, what they will do is they will also, if they have to move something around, if they have to close the toilet seat lid, because I don't know how many pictures I've seen with toilet seats open. And not necessarily like maybe you don't even want to show your bathroom, and that's fine too. But there's just these little things that, not that you're not going to think of, that just don't come to mind because it's your home and your bathroom. You're like, let's take the picture, right? So professional photography definitely is a must. It makes you stand out. It makes people want to come look at your house. Okay, listing platforms, right? So there's a lot of different listing platforms you can go on. If you are with an agent, you will be on our local board or our local MLS, which is MI Real Source. We also have Real Comp, which is the second one. I do belong to both of them. They do marry up though, and they're combined. And also, if you are thinking of working with an agent, more than likely, and like I have, when we upload our system into our MLS and our Keller Williams platform, it feed out into like over 300 different little avenues of search engines. So point is, exposure is important in the beginning, which is what you want to do. You want to have those professional pictures done. You want to have the pictures look great, and you want to time this all the way it is supposed to be. And I say time it. I like to list on a Thursday. I like to do a coming soon a couple of days before that. List on a Thursday, and we can start showings on Friday. Or if my people are what's the word? I don't want to say accepting, because it's whatever they want. I'm going to do what they want. I am always just going to tell my clients what works for me. We could do an open house on a Saturday and a Sunday. We could do that if we want. If my clients do not want an open house, that's fine. Then we just make it live. And I only say on the weekend because that is generally when most people have time, or they plan in their schedule to look at homes. And the second thing is that if you have people coming in from out of town, more than likely they're flying in on the weekend. So that is a good strategy to get you the most exposure. And then like an offer. We got the house on the market, say, and then somebody writes it and you got an offer, you're going to negotiate it, and your agent's going to help you work all through that. And that's going to be for another video. But needless to say, if you have any questions, or if you found any of this of value, or you would like any assistance, I am here to help. Thanks for watching.